Hello everyone, I'm doing my presentation on the history of guitars. Antonio Torres created the first guitar around the year 1850 in Spain. Since then, guitars have been a major influence on the music of today and in the past. Now, there are two types of guitars. There are acoustic guitars and there are electric guitars. Both guitars have many similarities and many differences. First, the acoustic guitar. The acoustic guitar is a very simple model which has a body, a neck, and a head. Now, all guitars have these three parts, and all guitars are played the exact same. With these three parts put together, you can create different tones and different melodies and incorporate them into different styles of music, at least the type of music that you like. Now, with acoustic guitars, they have different types of heads and different types of bodies. With the neck, most necks are universal, so everyone knows how to play it. Acoustic guitars can be switched to left-handed or right-handed, depending on the user's preference. Now, with an acoustic guitar, when you play, the sound travels in through the body and out through the same hole that this tone is produced through. So when you pluck a string, it plays into the body and the body vibrates and it produces that sound acoustically without any electronics or anything like that. Now, an acoustic guitar can be hooked up electronically, but that is usually with professionals and in concert scenarios. Now, moving on to the electric guitar. The electric guitar is a lot like the acoustic guitar, where it has the head, the neck, and the body. But the main difference of an electric guitar is these guys right here, the pickups, which can be controlled they're controlled through an amplifier, which then produces the sound, whereas in an acoustic guitar, you play it through the instrument itself. In an electric guitar, this tone is picked up through the pickups and then produced through a cord or through a wireless transmitter and then played out of an amplifier to produce a louder and fuller sound. Now, whereas acoustic guitars usually are more uniform and they don't really vary in size or different shapes, electric guitars can vary in many different types of forms. There are triangle guitars, there are V-shaped guitars. This is a classic Les Paul, which is made by Gibson or Epiphone in this case, different companies that make guitars. And this is the part that is cut away. Most electric guitars have a cutaway for you to be able to reach the higher notes, to play solos and other things like that. Whereas an acoustic guitar, some have cutaways and some don't. This one does not, but it does have a pick guard right here to protect the wood of the guitar. Different variations of the guitars themselves are, most guitars have 6 strings, and most people know this if they're into music, but some guitars can also have 12 strings. Now, you would say to yourself, how would you play the 12-string guitar, and is it any different? Well, no, it is not different. It sounds a lot different, but it is played the same way. You just have to add 6 extra strings. And by adding those 6 extra strings, it adds a more fuller and crisp sound, and it's almost kind of like a peppy sound. So a lot of bands in the 80s and 90s used a lot of different types of 12-string guitars in their songs, which gave it a little bit more peppy or vibrant sound. Other differences in the guitars are the electric guitar is used mostly for concerts and bigger events, whereas the acoustic guitar is used more for smaller venues and personal use. You can still use the electric guitar for personal use, but the acoustic guitar it usually gets more playing time one-on-one or with just one person wanting to play. My next topic that I want to discuss is the future trends of the guitar in music. Now, most music coming out today is futuristic, whereas it doesn't involve instruments. It involves electronics, computers, different types of sounds that we haven't really heard, sometimes in nature, sometimes in just computer sounds that people make on the internet. And most people think that this will do away with the guitar, acoustic or electric, but I do not think that. I think that guitars can be used to play any different type of sound, any different type of music, because you can add pedals, you can add different types of electronic amplitude or amplifiers to produce the sound that you want through an electric or an acoustic guitar. So therefore the guitar's limits are almost endless when it comes to music. So I do not think that in the future the electric or the acoustic guitar will be obsolete at all. I think that guitars have a great future ahead of them, and they've also had a great past, and I know that in the future a lot of people will want to still play the guitar, and it continues to be one of the greatest hobbies in the world today. So thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.